I would have gotten results much faster with Amazon FBA had I known these 5 things when I started selling. Since December of 2015, I have been selling on Amazon, and over this time period, I've actually sold over $6 million worth of products on the platform. Now, this has given me a huge opportunity to do other things, but I've also learned a ton about what I would have liked to know whenever I was starting on the platform. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 things that I wish that I knew so that you can also be able to implement this into your business, no matter where you're at in your Amazon or e-commerce journey. Now, the very first thing that I wish that I knew whenever I started in December 2015 was the type of business model that I should be selling on Amazon. Many new sellers, especially today, get into this assuming that private label is the best way to go, where you are manufacturing your own product, you're getting it overseas, you're bringing over a bunch of different inventory, sometimes spending anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 just to get started on the Amazon platform. And that is just a lot of work and unnecessary effort when you could be starting with less than $500 and you could be buying and selling products that actually have demand already created on the platform. Now, when I started, I actually was doing this model of less than $500, just buying and flipping products to Amazon, but I was actually doing it through clearance products. I would go to Walmart or Target or other big stores, and I would look at these clearance products and I'd just scan the barcodes and I'd see if there was profit margin left over to sell on Amazon. But what I wish I had known then, and what I've been teaching about since July of 2019, is actually the concept of Replans arbitrage. Now, arbitrage is simply just buying products low from one store and selling them for higher on Amazon.com or any other marketplace for that matter. But Replans arbitrage is looking for products that are full price on a store shelf where you're buying them from and selling them on Amazon at a markup. Sometimes you'll have multiples or packs of 2 or 3. Sometimes you'll have bundles where you're putting together different varieties or flavors, and it can actually increase the profit margins for the products that you're selling. But the reason this Replans model is so powerful is because it allows you to build a scalable business with a foundation of products that you can go back to your store and you can buy them over and over again. So while the clearance model or the discounted products model works very well to make great profit margins, and I won't pass up on clearance products in my business, it's still something that you can't really create that foundation because you're always looking for new products to sell. You're always trying to find that next best deal. Whereas if you have a replenishable product, maybe you do make a little bit less profit margin on it, but it's something you can count on consistently, month over month, week over week, and this is an item that you can make $100 a month from. Well, that really adds up if you have 100 other products that also do that as well. So this model is key to succeeding, especially as a new seller on the platform. And then in the future, if you want to get into private label, then you can do that while you have more knowledge of the platform. You know what sells, you know what a good listing looks like, and you know that you can start from a much better place than you were if you were brand new with no knowledge of the platform. Now, I actually have a free 30-day training at my website. It's 30 days of emails that you'll get on how to get started with selling on Amazon, specifically Replans arbitrage. You can get that information at askjimmysmith.com/free training. That link's below and in the description. Now, the second thing that I wish that I knew whenever I was starting on Amazon was that this was going to take longer than I expected. And especially in today's world where we have 1-minute videos on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and other platforms, and we're seeing just these quick hits of dopamine release, a lot of times we can get into that place of we want a quick hit of the next successful thing that I can try to do. Or I just saw 5 1-minute Instagram reels or YouTube shorts on this particular topic, so I'm going to try this out and I'm going to spend a week and then I'm going to get bored and I'm going to quit, right? This is a problem. And so in today's world, today's culture, and it was something that I even struggled with back in 2015, was that I wanted this to go even faster than it was going. However, it does take some time, and that's okay. This is a simple business model. Doing arbitrage and Replans arbitrage is simple. Most people can do this model, but it does take hard work, it takes patience, and it takes the right mindset to succeed with this model over the long term. In fact, if you're starting with arbitrage, you may go out and spend a couple weeks where you're learning how to do this process, and then you go find some products, you buy them, you learn how to send them to Amazon FBA so that Amazon will fulfill those products to the customers, and then you have to wait for the products to get to Amazon. Then you You have to wait for those products to sell and get sent to the customers. And then you have to wait for Amazon to disperse money to you. So if you're looking to get started with the Amazon business model, yes, you can see success within a month and a half to 2 months at its quickest amount. However, for most sellers that are getting started, it can be 4 to 6 months until you really start to see the rewards of the labor that you're putting in. And I'm not saying that to scare you off. I'm just letting you know this so that it's something you can expect. Because if you have the right expectations going in, you'll have a much better chance of succeeding with this model than if you think it's going to be a couple weeks and you're making all this money, right? And so we need to make sure that we're talking about the actual truths of how to be successful with Amazon FBA. And also looking at, well, a 4 to 6 month time frame really isn't that long if you're trying to build a full-time income with an e-commerce model that you can do from home or from anywhere that you want. That 4 to 6 months of learning, of getting products sent in, of waiting for capital to come back from Amazon's payouts to you so that then you can reinvest in the business, that's really not that long of a time if you look at what the future plans that you have for your business. And this actually leads me to my third point, which is because there's so many opportunities that exist in e-commerce. I mean, I've tried over 30 different streams of income, and I've actually had 30 different streams of income at one time coming in. Some of them might be $5 in a month, but I've had these opportunities at my disposal. This can actually be a problem for new sellers, and I know it was a problem for me early on, is that I would get distracted by all of the opportunities. So don't get distracted by all of the different opportunities out there. Make sure to set your mind on those 4 to 6 months of consistent daily effort where you're able to put in the right action steps to succeed with this business model or whatever else you choose. You may choose to not do Amazon arbitrage. You may choose to do eBay. You may choose to do Etsy. You may choose to do something completely different, but it comes down to that focused effort and being sure that you're not getting distracted by other opportunities that are getting thrown in your face every day by YouTube influencers or TikTok influencers or Instagram influencers. That's where you can get in trouble, is if you start trying to do everything all at once, you never actually do anything in any one of those models, and you end up failing in all of them, and you just say, this e-commerce thing is all a sham. That's not the case. You really need to put in the effort each and every day or each and every week, depending on your schedule, to where you can actually see the results in the long term as you're doing this on a consistent basis. Now, the fourth thing that I wish that I knew when I was starting was that the opportunity is actually way bigger than I thought it was whenever I started. Initially, I was doing this as a way to make some extra money, hopefully to replace my full-time income, but I never really had that plan set in place. I was just hoping I could make some extra money on the side so that I wasn't fully dependent on my job that I had at the time. And what I didn't realize in 2015 was the opportunity is huge. And while I didn't ever expect to sell $6 million worth of products on Amazon, this is something that if I went back to me starting in 2015, I would tell myself, hey, focus on this way more than you're currently doing. Don't just make this a little passive side hustle thing that you're able to do $10,000 to $20,000 a month on. Actually focus on making this that $100,000 per month business model. Because if you have your sights set on what the opportunity is, then you have a much better chance of actually getting there. If you're just thinking, hey, I'm going to do this and sell $10,000 a month, that's awesome, by the way. But realize the opportunities are much larger. There are people that do arbitrage and do hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. I've talked about before the fact that I know somebody that did $20 million per year just in arbitrage. While that's also not the biggest opportunity out there, I mean, there are wholesalers that do hundreds of millions of dollars on Amazon each year. There's these massive opportunities. For somebody that's just getting started right now, don't just set your sights on some of the smaller goals, but set them on some of the bigger things, the scary goals, the things that you're excited to work towards, because the opportunity does exist and it continues to expand as Amazon continues to get more and more market share and customers coming to their platform. And it's still at its infancy. If you really look at the data of how much retail is done online versus actually out in stores locally and physically, the retail space online is a very small portion of all of retail. And Amazon makes up just about half, if not a little bit more more than half of all of the online transactions that happen. So this opportunity is continuing to grow and expand. So be sure to set your sights on something bigger than what you were hoping to get, while also knowing it's going to take those daily actions to actually hit those goals. And then the fifth thing that I wish that I knew whenever I started was that you cannot do this alone. Yes, you may be able to succeed a little bit and just do this all behind your computer by yourself, but it does truly take a team to be able to grow and scale this model. And it doesn't mean a team of your own employees or independent contractors. While that is a huge piece to getting to certain heights in a business, it also comes down to having a team or a network of people that are surrounding you, that are cheering you on, that you can ask questions to, that they can ask questions of you, and you can learn from one another. So there's actually a free group that I recommend. I've actually been in it since December of 2015, whenever I first started, which is why I so highly recommend this group. It's called the My Silent Team Facebook group. It's completely free. It's on Facebook, currently over 75,000 members. It's a highly monitored group so that we keep spammers out of it, and I actually help to moderate it now. You can access that at bit.ly/MST group. That link's below and in the description for you as well. So be sure to check out that free community because there's so much opportunity there. That's where I learned, that's where I grew, and that's where now I serve and help other people as well. And again, it is free, so it helps you to get a leg up on your competition by being surrounded by a good community that cares and is helpful and isn't just out there spamming you for things. And it can allow you to learn and grow and help other people to succeed as well. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in the comment section. I do my best to respond to as many of them as I possibly can. And again, I can't wait to see you in that My Silent Team community, as well as in the free 30-day training that I've got at my website. So if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.